stories have been overlooked, even those that were uncovered by respected scholars long before transatlantic slavery. The renowned historian Herodotus, for example, recalled encounters with Ethiopians and with the Colchians, who he thought were descended from the Egyptians. Those encounters in Robinson's analysis are missing pieces that, although recorded by historians, have remained largely untold in the modern and contemporary global North. Using the example of American slavery, Robinson also demonstrates how early European travelers recorded the social, cultural, and agricultural systems they saw in areas in West Africa. Nevertheless, by the 18th century, the narrative of unsophisticated Negroes was shaping colonist ideology. Robinson notes that the destruction of the African past was a process that went through various stages. For example, naming played a crucial role in the process of erasure. The construct of Negro, unlike the terms African, Moor, or Ethiop, suggested no situatedness in time, that is history or space, that is ethno or political geography. The Negro had no civilization, no cultures, no religions, no history, no place, and finally no humanity that might command consideration. Robinson remarks that the creation of the Negro, the fiction of a dumb beast of burden, fit only for slavery, was closely associated with the economic, technical, and financial requirements of Western development from the 16th century onward. Africans who were valuable enough to be remembered were those who had been deemed exceptional. The notion of exceptionalism is an interesting tool with which to understand history. It is used in history writing to shed light on histories that intersect with class, gender, religion, race, and so on. A pitfall of the term is its suggestion that one story, circumstance, or character is better than another. Yet, as Philippa Levine contends, this comparison can make room for transnational and cross-cultural analysis that may help to build bridges between different stories and countries, bringing contradictory ideas together. The problem lies instead in the universalizing aspects accompanying many comparative studies, which imply that we draw lessons from stories because of the guiding principles that are supposedly shared by all of us. Levine argues that exceptionalism sometimes attempts to humanize a story, a context, or a character, as exemplified by Niall Ferguson's account of the British Empire. It can also demonize a story, as shown through studies of dictators such as Hitler. Nonetheless, the appeal of the exceptional is undeniable if we are to believe the high number of books presenting their stories as unique accounts of specific regional, national, or global aspects of history. Exceptionalism is also a notion that plays an important role in studies of race, racism, and race relations. Dzięki Hondius has argued that exceptionalism was the last of the 5 patterns that shaped the European history of race and race relations. Hondius contends that Europe has shifted between infantilization, exoticism, bestialization, distancing and exclusion, and exceptionalism. While infantilization posited that Africans and Asians were, in essence, children, it also brought with it the highly disputed idea of paternalism, whereby Africans needed to be taken care of, or even saved from themselves and their peers, as exemplified by the justification of slavery by its supporters in Europe in the 18th and 19th centuries. Exoticism, on the other hand, related to the European fascination with difference and with black and brown bodies, minds and cultures. Equally important in the history of European hierarchization of extra-European communities was the notion of bestiality, which worked in conjunction with the 2 previous alleged traits. Both the appeal of the perceived exotic body and the fear it inspired were intertwined with the question of bestiality. The African was